Welcome back, guys. Ben here, and today we are checking out Zero Parades. And this is a game that is coming out on the 21st of May. It's from Zaum, and they are the previous creators of Disco Elysium, and this is their next game. Really excited for this one. Like I said, it's coming out on the 21st. It's going to be $40. We're going to see if it's worth it, how it plays, and all that kind of stuff as well. From the creators of Disco Elysium comes Zero Parades, an espionage RPG. You're a brilliant but tormented operant on one final desperate assignment. Gather your broken network, untangle a web of lies, and prove yourself on the world stage, or blow it all up again. So if you haven't played Disco Elysium, and I'd say also a completely separate game, Esoteric Ebb, there's another one, which is quite good at the moment. These are narrative RPGs, so there's not much in the way of combat. They are dealing with a lot of conversation, a lot of narrative, a lot of stories and plots and plot twists, and kind of immersing yourself in the world. I kind of really like these games, so I'm probably going to enjoy this, but we're going to see if you guys will as well. So with that all said, sit back, relax, like, comment, subscribe. This is Zero Parades. What kind of spy are you? We've got a few different options here. I don't know what this one is. Oh, this one's the custom, and then you've got your kind of kinetic, charismatic, and analytical. Create our own one. And here you can choose your body and its impulses, how you understand people, and your modes of thinking. I might do pattern noticer. Okay. Emotionally illiterate. Protein worm. Might do 3, 3, and 1 maybe. Not the strongest, but we've got charisma and intellect, or some at least. And then we get to choose a skill to downgrade in each one. In return, you'll also select a skill to upgrade. So we could downgrade even. Maybe, I think if there's one that we don't care as much about. Internalized propaganda. Let's downgrade that one. And then we get to increase another. Now, I don't know if it's worth doing any of the top ones. There's fatigue, anxiety, and our delirium. Maybe we do cold read. Read the room before anyone else. Raise an action skill to train your body and its impulses. The voice of your training. Yeah, stealthy one maybe, or instincts. Pleasures of the phenomenal world. Notice details that others miss. We'll do that. Raise a relation skill. Could do cold read again. Maybe personalism. We'll do that. And then raise an intellect skill. Facts about the world. Let's do that. Quite knowledgeable. Obviously, you could do this completely differently. You could have like full kind of strength action at the top. Be very low in intellect or low in charisma. We're going to begin. Beginning of the war will be secret.
I once knew a spy.
Here we go. Pseudopod.
She was brilliant, erratic, cursed, an anti-personal mind in human form. Her friends called her Herschel, but to her controllers, she was Cascade.
And what was I to my friends?
The abandoning kind. One by one, she watched her friends go out like distant lights.
Just as a precursor to this, if you haven't played Disco Elysium or games like Esoteric Ebb or something like that, you are going to have character dialogue, and you're going to have the mind or the emotions within it as well, having dialogue within yourself. Like you talk to yourself in your own head. It's kind of trying to replicate that in an RPG manner, I guess. Cut the she stuff, that's me.
It is, and was. Portofino 91, the whole sick crew. A disaster untold, a black page in the official records.
No sense in rehashing the past.
None
Move
at
forward.
all. Yet here we are, standing over the smashed and leaking world. Some fool dropped it. One of ours, probably.
What about Cascade? What happened after 91?
She was recalled. They put her in the freezer. Forever. Most thought.
It was nice in there. Chill.
5 years passed. A little more of the world leaked out of itself. Cascade's controllers ordered her back to Portofino.
My friends decided to give me another chance.
It wasn't your friends. It was me. There is a new assignment, Cascade. I was supposed to give you the brief.
Okay. So, I'm here. Where are you?
Right here. In an armchair in a safe house above a 24-hour photo shop in the city-state of Portofino.
You say you were?
No one special. Just an arm-like sack of cytoplasm. A special move unique to single-cell organisms. But before that, I was like you. A spy for the People's Republics. One of the varieties of mankind. This is a dangerous place, Cascade.
Our anxiety's raising.
I should never have come. One that could really turn things around. For you, of course. Independent thought and movement are a bit beyond me in my current state.
Remember this from the demo of the Steam Next Fest. He's like in a coma or something.
We're not. This is all you. Conversing with your own mental projections. Reconciling the dissonance inherent to your role, like you were trained to do.
Just one of the neat tricks you've learned to keep yourself alive in theater. There are many others still to come.
So this is like one of our like skills then, talking to us, and basically there'll always be a dice roll to then whether you are successful or not, and that will then lead your gameplay on that side of things. So you can save scum in this game and get those perfect results, but you're kind of meant to just let it flow, accept the successes, accept the failures, reload if you die, but you know, kind of press forward and craft your own story and outcome.
Life is beautiful, cruel, full of hidden cues that I missed. Maybe next time.
Stuff happens, you know?
Would you like to hear a secret?
Absolutely.
Whatever happens has already happened.
Okay. So in Disco Elysium, if you failed your checks, you would potentially die. Whereas from the demo, my understanding is that there's not as many opportunities to die in this. But if your fatigue, anxiety, or delirium get too high, then you have to lose a point. There we go, she just slapped herself there. Yeah, you lose a skill point. You have to choose what skill point to lose. It's a bit of a choice to make. So this is the guy who was there. Let's have a little look around first of all. Toilet seat is up. You can see the icon of our skills front and center here. Nearly identical sets of shirts and trousers ironed and folded. The thing that really draws me to this game though is the art style. I love the kind of hand-painted, pre-rendered kind of sets that they have. Dishes recently washed. We're playing this 4K max settings. It's locked at 120 frames. It's yeah, nice and easy on that one. This is the door you came in from. Muffled voices rise from the shop below. Pseudopod, you presume.
Displayed on the chair before you is a man, approximately mid-30s. His chest rises and falls in steady rhythm as he stares beyond you, unblinking. His eyes are fixed glassily on the ceiling.
Touch his arm.
No response, no jolt, no tremor. All posts deserted.
Okay. Gonna pin this on you, obviously. That's why you're here. This is the big setup. So, study his clothes.
Stiff-collared shirt, a snug brown jacket, and nothing below the waist but a pair of red briefs.
I'm missing something. This doesn't add up.
As your eyes reach his feet, you notice that the man is also wearing 3 layers of socks, each slightly shorter than the one beneath it. For some reason, this detail strikes you as very sad.
We'll look in his eyes.
The green of long corroded copper. As for the face around the eyes, his jaw hangs slack, his glasses askew. The lopsided headphones accentuate a large bald spot atop his crown. There is no smell of alcohol, nor any open containers, no drug paraphernalia either, just a loose cord trailing to the stereo system. Like a cosmonaut's safety tether.
Check his vitals to proceed.
Your fingers detect a faint, steady pulse within the base of his wrist. Elevated, but not critical.
Seems medical.
If so, his affliction is beyond your diagnostic power.
Procedure your controllers taught you for situations like this, but all you can focus on is his face.
The man's eyes glisten. Bright red veins blossom around their edges.
Can't work with this.
There may be little opportunity for a second, based on the current visual. However he ended up like this, the result is the same. Operant lost.
Okay, searching for clues.
Clipped to the inside flap of his jacket, you find a laminated badge, emblazoned with the crest of the Import-Export Bureau of the People's Republic of Kohila. The name reads, Esteman T. Below that, a title, Im Ex-Lead Hosiery. Sock Merchant, one of the opera's most battle-tested covers.
The word lead burns itself into the center of your visual field.
That's what the badge says. This is only a cover, but such phantoms often mimic the Operant Bureau's actual hierarchies.
Institutional misogyny at work.
Unfortunately, the Operant Bureau's Human Relations Department is nothing but a front for the irregular Interrogation Directorate.
Explains the 3 pairs of socks.
Wearing the wares for ease of display, an operant committed to his role.
Check his pockets then, let's see if
3
he's got
other
anything.
things of note. A slip of paper, a business card, and a rock-hard piece of candy. It's a purchase order for 10 socks, made out to Carmuna Pessoa, Fashions and Garments, Bootleg Bazaar.
Okay, so we've got a new loose end.
Bootleg Bazaar. No coordinates found. Some kind of marketplace, and not one you've ever been to. It's a good place to start. Also, your only one currently.
I'll hold on to this.
The slip of paper grows heavy in your hand. It feels like a baton.
Let's examine the business card.
The card is cheap and scuffed. It reads, all you need is miracle, above a cartoonish image of disembodied lips at a phone receiver.
It's another loose end.
Notably absent is an actual phone number. There's an indecipherable scribble. Whatever's written seems to begin with a D. Into your pocket it goes.
Candy. Nice.
A wrapped up rectangle of compressed sugar. It's so hard that your fingers cannot make an impression, no matter how much you strain. Looks old school, heavy duty.
This colored wrapper depicts a red-cheeked child of a charming sledge. Haven't seen this brand in years. Not going to eat that.
The candy slips back into the pocket's depths. You retract your hand from the man's pockets.
Do what I can for you,
Your
pseudopod.
double didn't notice your arrival. He doesn't notice your departure either.
Okay. And press tab to open up this. X opens up our dossier. And you can see our different bits we're struggling with here. Got our inventory where we can equip different items. So we've already got a couple of bits here that we're going to need. And some bits you'll be able to like attach to different parts of the body for stat increases. We've got our journal for loose ends. Business card for some kind of sensuous phone line. And a purchase order for the vendor Carmuna. And a flash of red catches your eye.
The small table has been turned into a makeshift desk. The startlingly red folder stands out against the clutter.
Rummage through the desk first.
Amidst the crumpled sheets of copy paper and empty takeout containers, you find an opened pack of cigarettes. Suprema mark. Suprema 100s. Cheap superblock export. There's nothing outwardly noteworthy about this pack of Suprema 100s. It's like any other found in commissaries and corner stores across the People's Republics. There are a few mangled filters in the ashtray. You leave the cigarettes where you found them. The small label in the top left corner is printed with one word. Your cryptonym, Cascade.
Dossier on us. Open the folder.
The folder opens with a whoosh. Before you in neat monospace type, your life is condensed to its barest elements. Name Will Kershaw, cryptonym Cascade. Born Landau, former Republic of Mercia. Dependents none. Pay class D2. Years of service 14. All true. None of it useful just now. Childhood. Bourgeois, typical. History of student radicalism led to persecution by monotheist reactionaries. Fled to People's Republic of Kohila. Embraced post-historical materialism. In short, born capitalist, reborn communist.
And so that stuff say let me in.
Medical record. History of dissociative episodes and reckless action. Gunshot, chest. Retained bullet. 10mm pre-service.
Oh.
Sexuality. Homosexual tendencies. Unconfirmed.
And you can confirm. Vicious rumor started by my extremely horny detractors. Where do they come up with this stuff?
Suicide risk minimal. Ideation only.
It's all ideation until you commit.
End of list. According to this file, that's all there is to you.
Anything else in here?
There's another page behind this one. It's labeled Service History. A tingle in your fingers. Your head grows lighter as you approach the crash site.
So we need to roll at least a 9. Can retry, it's a white check. But it would give us 12 nerve, I'm guessing? Like it would give us anxiety? Let's see. Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Your hand grinds to a halt above the page and remains there.
Yeah, we need to get 9 out of 12. Not good odds there.
A full minute passes.
Yeah, maybe
Or
later.
never. That works too.
I think you can you unlock it? Or do we not have enough to... I don't think we got enough to spend
As you
it.
turn away, a phone begins to ring.
Oh yeah, over there. You can see what's interactable.
You
Answer
pick up the phone. The handset vibrates in your palm. Before you even finish speaking the word, the device connected to your phone base splits it into 256,000 encrypted fragments. The exquisite work of the magic box, one of the proudest achievements of the Opera's Technical Services Office. Half a world away, a familiar voice splits into a corresponding number of fragments before coalescing again by your ear.
Please tell me you have good news.
5 years, 3 months, 10 days. That's how long it's been since her voice was in your ear. Don't let her down. Become the operant she needs you to be.
Trying to think. Pseudopod speaking. You've got the really different options, like ways to present it, really. I have a problem.
Operant Cascade, you made it. Your voice hasn't changed. We'll get to your problem in a moment. Put Pseudopod on the line.
Well, that's kind of the problem, isn't it? One sec.
You glance over at the man in the chair. This is wrong. You shouldn't be here. This should be happening to someone else. You feel the receiver slipping from your sweaty palm.
He's breathing but non-responsive, more than I can say.
For a moment, no one says anything. There's no sound at all, save for the blood in your ear and the electrostatic hum of the ultra-long distance connection.
I like how they really describe everything. Like the writing's pretty cool.
Has he been zeroed out?
Eliminated, killed, rendered inoperant.
He's not wearing any pants. It was like this when I came in.
I'll ask one more time. Is your double zeroed out?
Pressure's elevated
You
now.
must speak the word. She cannot make the determination herself. Once you say it, there's no going back. The momentum of events will overtake you.
Yes.
Right. I wonder which it is. Have our enemies blown us up already? Or is this just another day at the basement massage parlor of spy services? Fucking hell.
She's wondering how long till she can have a drink. Shriekily liqueur from a can. It's been several hours since her last.
The opera's going to hang me by the toes. For you, it's back to Satellite Facility B.
Anxiety limit reached. That's not good. Already. Oh, it chooses one as well. Oh, gives us 3 to choose from. Okay. We've lost the skill now in that one. Okay. Our anxiety now gets reset.
AKA the freezer. The opera's labyrinthine archival complex, where the old, useless, and discredited are consigned until they're dismissed or die of despair.
Forget that. Spy more, spy harder. Whatever happens has already happened. Yeah.
That's exactly the problem. You haven't got Pseudopod and you haven't got the assignment either.
You tell me the assignment, yeah.
Listen to me. This assignment is over. Effective immediately.
Oh no.
Over. Immediately. The words ricochet inside your skull.
The woman in the photo shop downstairs, Constance. She's one of ours. Let her deal with Pseudopod.
Cool, she can sub in the assignment. Let's go.
As for you, we need to get you on the next aerotram out of the city.
Disregard. Time for some self-directed espionage.
Yeah, I agree. In the demo that is up on the channel as well, if you wanted to see how, because I'm playing this a little bit differently from that, I think we neglected to tell her that he was dead and we just left. So you can do it some different ways, really.
That numberless phone line may be worth investigating. Perhaps the room contains other leads as well.
This is a red check. You need to roll at least a 10. So 16% chance to succeed. Or you get an extra dice, but it adds 5 to your delirium on the bottom left. So that's then what you're rolling with. But it doubles your chance, but it's still Still 16 up to 35. And there's no guarantee. What if I refuse?
That's a directive, Operant. This assignment is over. Get on the next tram.
No.
Then you're going to end up like Pseudopod. Zeroed out. Your choice.
A click,
Oh.
and the line goes dead.
Okay, well. That,
The bed
Go
looks
well.
serviceable. Deformed pillows and a depression in the mattress show it has been used. Room for two. You were supposed to lie here alongside your double. Seems it is all yours then, should you ever want to lay in it.
yeah.
You turn away. Daylight spills in from the window.
Might be able to use this as a base of sorts, but yeah, I think let's have a look at
Following the
this.
cord from your double's headphones, you come to a mid-sized home stereo resting on a sideboard.
He's still alive, isn't he? He's just not present.
Through the translucent view panel, you see a single red disc loaded in place. On the face of the disc are the words, Ultravioletta, you but from a dream, handwritten on thin strips of tape.
Nice.
You
Get some
don't
XP in some
recognize the
places.
artist.
Local actor.
So is
name.
the disc, ready to spin. The chunky button makes a satisfying little thunk as you push it in. The discus begins to turn. You know because the spindle was rotating, though the speakers don't produce any sound at all. No sound, save the thin layer of static that lines the inner cables.
In his headphones, isn't it?
It doesn't appear to be. The music player blinks, slowly. Or do you? You can't tell. The silence is being overtaken by a
Keep raising
different
delirium.
silence, like the slow darkening of night across the wall of an empty room. This new silence seeps into every corner of your body, loosening fixtures, rattling drawers.
Stop. There we go.
The static quiets as you reset the volume. A brief internal
eject.
hum, then the disc slides
with us.
halfway out of the machine and waits there like it's trying to hide from you. You remove the red disc and place it into your pocket.
Enough stereo.
You step away from...
There we go. And we can see we got new things in the journal. Got the unassigned assignment. I like how it's kind of like these like tarot kind of style drawings. That the art style is very cool. We now have crimson disc. We have a map as well. We have our dossier.
A pair of men's trousers are hung delicately over the shower rail. If Pseudopod's pants were attempting to flee the scene, they did not make it very far.
Search the pockets.
The front and back pockets are completely empty, except for a few pieces of lint. Brown, shapeless, utterly unremarkable. One of the many mysteries concerning men's trousers. He was trying to smooth out creases with shower steam. As you turn away, a stray thought passes. They may never be worn again.
It's one of those where it's a minor thing, but if our grey matter was too low, we'd fail that check. Or you know, you have a higher risk of failing the check. And you don't come to that conclusion, you'd come to a different conclusion maybe. Or like just a, oh, I don't know. I think tab shows everything that's interactable. Let's see if there's anything. Seems like you can, yeah, allow on that. Every action you do, so you can move around, doesn't move time forward, but if you converse with anything, even just looking at an object, that starts moving the clock
You
forward.
return to the desk. The red folder is still sitting on its surface.
So we could try this again. Might get some good insight. 7. Still a failure.
This
Okay.
time, your hand lowers far enough to touch the file.
So close.
Then it jerks back, as if the red cover is made of searing metal. You turn away from
On the desk. Okay. I think nothing else for us here. Is there anything else we could do with him?
You return to your double's limp body.
I don't think he's going
A
to answer
snail's
us.
trail of dried saliva glints on the side of his chin.
So, if you could roll a 10 for statehood, then... And we've got some bonuses, to be fair. So we would get +5, -2. So we get +3, wouldn't we? Yeah, to whatever we roll. Could exert it. Should try that. Take a hit on anxiety. Let's see. Oh. Success. We're going to wake him up.
Your double has deserted the track before the starting gun. Will you stand for it?
Silence is politically suspect, fast becoming a crime against the party. Will you stand for it? Will he? Stop howling. Shake him a little. I'll even take the gist.
Pathetic.
This is going great. So great. The opera will forget all about last time.
History ended a century ago. Last time is reactionary fetish. Defend the party, reject the linear progression of time.
Stand him up. This ain't gonna go well. He's gonna collapse, isn't he?
The man's breath gargles softly in his throat as you yank him upwards.
Oh no.
He is heavier than he looks.
Let's do the pod. Sorry about this, but I need to know what we're doing there. Wait, we've got vocal.
His head lolls on its neck hinge. If you didn't know any better, you would say his deserted eyes seem to be urging you in the direction of the bathroom.
Okay. I'm back in the chair. What else is in the bathroom? Okay.
Onwards. The unassigned assignment is now yours alone.
Looking forward to working together. I just had a massive disassociative episode. You were talking to me. Your thoughts on this, operant, if any?
The man's head slips 2 centimeters to the left. His jaw slides with it.
It's supposed to be my big comeback. Yeah, let's be arguing with him. All my assignments start like this. Exactly. Even this is my fault, do you? You are way out of line. From a comical point of view, quite nice. You're a designated lead. I am lead. The opera can do what they want. That looks like I'm in for an early promotion.
You can do it, Cascade, he says with his eyes.
Sorry, I want to get cell socks together. I'll be back later. Alright. Is there something else here? Something like other than maybe
You
it's worth having a
return to
look
the
at the pants
folded
again.
pants.
Yeah, search thoroughly.
You discover a small extra pocket inside the front right pocket.
Sneaky.
You slip 2 fingers inside and come away with a neatly folded sheet of paper.
Hello there.
The page is notebook-sized and perforated along one edge. It reads, THA 7LES APR 032 WIFO 9W TBGFL W25. Half a cipher. The language of spies. You've carried papers like this, folded up and hidden away in secret pockets and compartments.
Nice teamwork, pseudopod. Give him a thumbs up.
You leave the trousers as they were.
I think I'm gonna play this person as like a capable, but not entirely taking the job like seriously. But they have their capable moments. Let's go out the door. All right. Dispose of their own rubbish. Okay. Downstairs we go.
Enough! You're blacklisted.
Nope. One sec. There we go. Wait, where's my... There we go.
Easy, lady. I just want to develop some photographs. I'm not trying to take your innocence.
Does that poor girl even know what you're up to?
You have a wild imagination. A little photo should not count as a crime. It's not like it's a loaded gun or something.
The woman casts a split-second glance in your direction. Requesting assistance.
Yeah, she told you to leave.
Whoa. Caught in a pincer by the art police. Not a good day for pursuing my interests.
Turns to
A
you.
crackle of recognition behind his eyes as they meet yours.
Got a decent chance, haven't we, with this? Or at least an 8. Let's try it. Oh, 7. Oh, this is my luck in video games, though.
You've never seen this man before in your life.
Okay.
What?
Gives you an aggressive look.
She's probably another victim of your so-called street art.
What a full spectrum question. Perhaps you've been huffing photochemicals with this confused woman. Very well. Photo 24 can have this round. Thank you for this extreme stress I'll now carry through my day.
Quite the
He
colourful
gives you
coat.
one more glance as he leaves. Garish coat flapping behind him.
You get all walks in here. That was good of you to step in.
Some guy that looks at you. Okay. Who's that man?
Nobody. A seedy little oddity who likes making fantastical threats.
Seem to know me from somewhere.
Probably just his lascivious aura. He's a local specimen. I doubt he ever gets out of Kisak. Ah, while I have it here, this is the screwdriver pseudopod requested. For the fax machine.
Okay.
His toolkit looks so empty. Barely usable in its current state. Fortunately, it appears highly expandable. She gestures towards the monstrous off-white plastic machine behind you.
Okay. We can fix that maybe.
Speaking of, where is your double?
She cranes her neck as though looking for something behind you.
This woman could
Tell
be
her?
a valuable source of information if you can prise it from her.
See, if we could roll more than a 7, then might be right there. This is going great.
She's just the housekeeper. Who cares? A few frets and she'll tip right over.
Outfit's a leaky boat. Come clean or face the firing squads.
Firing squads? What is this?
Maybe another push? She seemed like she was about to crack there.
You'd Don't start talking. The only thing to clear out will be your body behind the septic tanks. Your only friend here, Constance.
This is madness, Operant. Pseudopod cleared me himself. Bring him down here. He'll clear this up straight away.
Okay.
Where is Pseudopod, actually?
It's possible this photo lady's made of sterner stuff than you realized. Probably best to play it straight now.
About pseudopod.
Yes. What is it?
Completely non-responsive.
My God. You're saying he's...
Don't when I found him.
Oh, God.
Behind the acrylic display case, your eye catches on a scene of an amateur pelota squad, smiling against a sun-bleached wall. Memories trapped beneath dull ice.
What do we do, Operant?
Yeah, when did you last see him? Was he moving around?
It was yesterday, when he returned for the evening. He looked stressed, like he was shouldering a great burden.
What sort of burden?
It must have been the assignment, I'm sure.
What's he told you?
Nothing. Only the bare rudiments. I thought it was supposed to be that way.
Yes, can we get the bare rudiments out of her?
This isn't getting anywhere.
Maybe not.
Pseudopod was a very good teacher. He said it would fall on me to see after any operants who are incapacitated in theatre. I wonder, did he ever suspect he was talking about himself?
Yeah, does anyone else have access?
Absolutely not. Nobody's been upstairs except yourself and Pseudopod.
What chemicals do you have back there?
Operant, if you're about to imply that I've committed some heinous act... Oh dear, I could use a rag.
Found this. Show the red
I've
disc
never
here.
seen this before. What's on it?
Meaning Pseudopod must have brought it here.
Ultraviolet.
No, I don't pay attention to all that. Music is very overrated in my opinion.
Doesn't seem to be anything on it.
Perhaps it's defective.
Trying her best to be helpful.
I must say, it doesn't look like a regular disc like you buy at the shops. This looks more like a bootleg.
That is good
I
to
haven't the
know.
faintest idea. I'm adrift. Pseudopod struck me as an absolute professional and very cautious.
She's dying inside. She felt a great deal of affection for your double.
I suppose I could move him to the spare room down here. That way I can keep an eye on him.
That's back
She
up.
doesn't respond, but looks down as her cheeks flush deep crimson.
A doctor.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe she can point us in the direction.
Good thinking. Dr. Hugo would help. He runs a houseboat clinic in the back ways to the west of the old docks, past the waterlock.
Okay. That could be a good angle to approach. So yesterday, before he came back, what was he doing? Did he meet with anyone?
I can't really say for certain. He kept things very close, as he was supposed to. Have you tried the bootleg bazaar? He was down there yesterday.
Okay.
The bootleg bazaar. That matches the purchase order you
Stock
found
order.
on his body.
What's Pseudopod looking for there?
He said he intended to interview some of the vendors. I can't tell you what he was after precisely.
And how do I get to this bazaar?
You can practically see it from the front door. Due south, in the ruins of the old Essilk factory. Head west from the roundabout. If by some chance you find yourself in Party Alley, it means you've gone the wrong way.
Okay, thank you.
Anything for the assignment.
Gives you a
Was there
professional
anything
nod.
else?
Yeah, what's wrong with the fax machine?
It's that little amber light. It means out of order, and I haven't been able to get it to green, meaning in order.
She gestures towards the hulking machine behind you.
Pseudopod assured me this machine was a vital tool of communication. as precious to our work as the magic box we installed on your room phone.
She doesn't seem to understand what fax machines and telephones are. Okay.
I'm telling you now, Operant. That's what's happening here.
Okay.
You've received all sorts of technical training, I presume. I would think getting a little light to turn green should be well within your powers.
A dread
Essentially.
beast hum in with dormant power. A handless scribe. It just needs to be soothed.
Do you happen to know what this miracle is about? Show the sensuous business card.
I certainly don't. It looks flirtatious.
Do you partake in flirtations, Constance?
Never during working hours. Seedy business attracts itself. Try the fogged mirror. It's a bar just to the west, along Party Alley.
Okay. Got another lead there to
Your
go
old
as well.
haunt, where you met with your former assets once upon an assignment.
Haven't been there in a long time.
I try to avoid it, personally.
I need your help with something work-related.
Very well.
What's your opinion on the assignment?
Forgive me, is this some kind of test? Shouldn't you be the one advancing thesis and so forth?
Just your general impressions, then.
Granted, this is only my debut, but it seems to me that something's very amiss. No matter what we do, nothing appears to go according to plan. Pseudopod assured me it's all part of the work, but it gives me a rather unsettled feeling. And now, well...
You're off to a bad start, I'm afraid, yeah.
Yes, that much is clear.
She gives you a nod.
I'll head for the bazaar, see what I can find.
Before you do, I understand this is your first time back in theatre for some time.
She hesitates, torn between two thoughts.
What about it?
Nothing. Please don't forget about the fax machine. I'll be here if you require anything.
Maybe we should have said nothing and let her speak. Alright. Let's have a look at this.
A humongous white block of office technology sits in front of you. It looks like a sacrificial altar made of plastic. Inside, mechanical parts are assembled in such a way that it can scream analog messages across huge distances. Your screwdriver makes short work of the starhead screws holding the side panel in place. You set them aside one by one and gently remove the plastic panel.
Technical bugs. There we go. Nice. Succeeds.
The holy innards of the facsimile machine reveal themselves to you like a sacrificial animal waiting to be interpreted. You're looking at a Sugar Hill Executive Series 2, a cursed model, plagued by numerous debilities, most commonly a chronically misaligned paper tray.
Another opera cast off, maligned and misaligned. Can you leave your hand? Rushamel.
The machine is silent. The amber light blinks.
Snap the paper tray back in.
From the machine bowels comes a pleasing chunk as the plastic tray
Delirium
slots
actually
back into
lowered
its
that.
receiver. The paper belt purrs as life is restored.
Much better, thank you.
I should do
The
it.
small green light marks its status as ready.
Could be sacrificed to.
Image quality, and whatever remains of human patience. You turn away from the fax machine.
Swimming lessons with Paolo. Bin days now bi-weekly. Parakeets for sale. One of the fuses held together with a coin. I wonder if now that we've got the screwdriver, if we go for inventory, have our tools, it actually gives us +1 blueprints. So we can equip that as a held item. All good. Oh, and we're actually then just walking around with it.
Raw information atomizes itself on the other side of the world. A phone rings, but no one answers. The ringing continues. Neurons light up along your spine, flickering erratically.
Answer the magic box.
3 diodes flicker in steady succession, over and over, casting a faint pulse along the wall. The line is operational. You can rule out a technical problem.
Where is she?
Anywhere but on the other end of the line. The
Waiting.
ringing continues.
No. Okay.
Downstairs, you hear the sound of Constans moving about.
Okay. A little bit of XP for that, though.
You return to your double's limp body.
Okay. Right. Let's go down. You use WASD to move and shift to sprint, or you can like double click or left click to move as well if you prefer. It does have control support as well. Cards. Shell stacked by the hoarder, then labeled by an obsessive. The curtain neatly splits public and private spheres. Television set.
The screen flickers. Static turns to black. A booming voice emerges.
Did you know water covers approximately 63% of the world, but the sky covers 100%? Obviously.
Wrong. The sky is only 98% sky. The other 2% is used to cover up the fact that they replaced the moon 4 times.
To be a man with a big bag over his head, he gesticulates wildly.
But they don't want you to know that. That's why they're coming for me. But not before I tell you the truth.
The screen warps and color shifts. Between clips of the bagman talking, a phone number flashes urgently.
Write down his
You
number.
jot down the digits as Bagman watches on.
Who and what is this?
I am Subcommandante Beckman, and this is the reality situation. No break.
Oh. There we go. It thinks my... If I'm not using my controller, it thinks my controller is, my controller disconnects. Because I added the controller just to try it quickly. I think until I start the game, it's got like a trigger on that. Might be a little bug with that. Gave him that rank.
This is a war, and I don't take orders from anyone. Especially not reality.
Goes into the camera, paper slot wide.
A prophet on the edge of madness.
Someone who says what we've all been thinking. Okay. Salute Bagman, this man is a lunatic.
The moon is a projection beamed from the seafloor by machines so advanced, they look like rocks.
What's up a photo of a single rock?
The sounds from the commercial fade.
Okay. There we go. Got the map. Palace of Culture. Got the fogged bit down there. There's photo 24 and the bazaar is straight across. But yeah, down this way would be the back ways. Goes that way. And up that way is the Palace of Culture. This area to explore. So you got a food place there as well. Vending machines, phones, white check still, makeshift desk. Oh yeah, so it keeps a track then of any checks that you've got that you can come back and do if you're curious as well. So that's quite nice. So you don't have to remember that. You can like use your map. It's oh, they're on roller skates. Sour smell rises in drawing flies and scuttling things. Let's Because it's -2 anxiety, but +1 delirium. Pale, crisp glow of a reading lamp shines from the window. I just love the art style. It's kind of like one of those watercolor paintings, isn't it? Beyond lies a mountainside layered with residential buildings. Kind of. This is as far as we can zoom out. This is as far as we can zoom in. Two species of ivy crawl over the railing, a joint invasion. Exposed ventilation pipe big enough for a fool to crawl through. This tuk-tuk has been parked for some time. Ad for shrimp, fat, crisp, fried. Sundress is like a Elysian now. It's disgusting. Portrait has been stenciled over the movie poster. Womb-grown bullets. Perhaps there is such a thing as perfect animals. If I ever buy into all that Elysian fashion, just euthanize me. Propaganda. Consumerism must be this way. That's all contraband. He doesn't want to talk. Okay. Small miracle to have just one tile missing. So this is the Kwisatz roundabout. Oh, you can click into it as well, so you can get a little bit of a better look. It's kind of like a hand-drawn. Okay. That's where we are with the tile missing. Love this little world map. Bootleg Bazaar, so that's in there. We might have a little explore though. See what we can get up to. A luscious display. Talk to this person.
Finally, someone with courtesy. Do you know when the night is coming?
A handsome man shifts in place, glancing over his shoulder towards the tram lines. Suitcases surround him.
I'm just out on a walk.
Ah, sorry to bother you, madame. I suppose not everyone is stranded here like myself.
Why are you stranded?
I'm waiting on the 9. I was told it was having some problems. But it's supposed to be in service any day now.
An exotic air about this man. Difficult to place. And exceptionally handsome. The suit he's wearing hasn't been changed in days.
Zunzark, a long way from here.
Part of the global periphery, and not aligned with any of the major power blocks. It's estimated that about 20% of the world's telephone scams come from a single unmarked building on the edge of Zunzark, capital city.
How long has he been waiting?
I was told it's supposed to be in service any day now. That was a week ago.
Okay, and he's just waiting.
Enough time to grow accustomed to new surroundings and start noticing things.
Maybe I could ask around.
I would appreciate it.
Okay. Have you seen my colleague by any chance? Middle-aged man, medium height, brown jacket.
I did see a man like that some days ago, I think. Near the bazaar, in fact.
Was he with anyone?
No, he was alone. Why do you ask?
He was supposed to meet me here, but didn't show.
I guess we share the same fate.
Okay. Check back
Thank you.
soon.
I'll be here in...
It's cool. So we got confirmation. Whole bridge ahead. Another bottle of beer. The bin is no longer hungry. Fear is pride. Okay. I guess we can have a look and see someone we can talk to. Eastward, the city blossoms outward like a frantic fractal onto the island's edge. I just love how, like, the brush strokes, like, even like the drawings are so graffiti. So nice. Oh, there's a steamboat. Need a new coat, reason to smile. Parking lot, seat of power. Slow down, baby. Don't miss the best part of your day. Something's in there, but we need a lockpick. Do we have a lockpick for that? We don't, do we? Not yet. Let's go
The
one.
young man leans back, his gaze slowly tracing your outline. Both of his eyes drift outwards, as if pulled by different horizons.
Hold up, hold up. Before you say a word, are you single, or is this punishment for my voluminous sins? So I think with some of this, it did say on the press kit that some like voice acting and voice lines aren't in the game yet. So I'm not sure with these ones if like they would be voiced, or if these are like sub characters that aren't voiced and main characters are voiced. But there is going to be some voice lines that might be missing at the moment. Shouldn't be by the time like the game is actually out. Did that line ever work on anyone? The line, she says, that was my heart speaking. Anyway, what do you need help with?
You've seen that kind of bravado before. He's running some kind of side hustle.
Aren't you the parking lot attendant? And if you got mole vision, people come to me for all sorts of services. Call it fate, call it timing. Me, I call it good business. The name's Goat Eyes. I am a man of many endeavors. He taps his chest twice with his index finger. Kind of services. Baby, not only am I a businessman, I am a purveyor of taste. I curate high-class aesthetics and deliver low-overhead miracles. Sometimes it's fashion, sometimes it's conversation pieces. Also, he's a clothing dealer, basically. Oh, he has a lockpick, but we don't have enough money. We need more soul. So we could get... So this is the clothing equipment we can get, which normally will have a trade-off. You can get some things like this one. You can get some things that will just have a plus, a positive. But a lot of things will have a trade-off. Love some of that weed. Would lower our anxiety. And you get Stone Age mentality. But how fresh is the weed? Freshest.
Astounding. Must have been harvested just a few days ago.
How potent is it? We'll be seeing lizards and volcanoes with this strain. That's not a guarantee, but it's not a lie either. Where'd you get all this stuff from? Universe provides, he spreads his palms wide. If you ever need to help yourself to the world's supplies, they're just the thing, a twinkle in his uneven eyes.
Presented between his finger and thumb, a small but sturdy metal prong. A lockpick.
So he steals it all, basically. Sell any other drugs? Just weed, on account of it being part of my religion. Everything else is haram, he sniffs, adding punctuation.
This guy is a businessman first and foremost. No way he's not selling something if it can turn a profit.
I'm not buying that. And I'm not selling it. Okay. Why not set up in the bazaar? What, with the neon bibs, Lusian snacks, all of that? It's not my movement, shakes his head. Here works for me. Making moves on my own accord. He pokes the inside of his cheek with his tongue, and I don't do bootlegs. Ever. Okay. Prove you can be trusted with other drugs. Remain hopeful. I don't think we care about that right now, to be fair. Do we take a hit of anxiety if we lose it? We can try it. Probably not going to buy from him anyway. No, failure.
The only reason he stood here is to make money out of people like you. But what makes you so special?
When you sell something exclusive to your favorite customers, I want in. I don't want to deny you, baby girl, but on this occasion I have nothing else to offer you. He shrugs.
Not something to do with you, then. Maybe it's something to do with him that's throwing the barrier up.
Okay. There's a guy from Superblock spoke to you recently. Suit, glasses, bald spot. Forget about him. I can give you everything he can and more. Me and him. Even better, we can just get the boat, you and me, sail somewhere tropical, get to know each other over cocktails and deep fried tenderloin. Guys, smooth with it. Seen you around here or not? I'm always serious with you, but okay. I can see that fire in your eyes. I haven't seen him. Promise. Okay. Later, good eyes. Alright. Very interesting characters. Caution, west exit pedestrians only. I like how there's like a pedestrian roundabout. Teenagers sulk in the bandstand. Idle and irreverent. Seeing if we can interact with anything. Any freebies. On the verge of collapse, worn away by water. Visitors, please use intercom.
The intercom is covered by a protective plastic film. A button embossed in the shape of a cheerful dolphin shines at the bottom. Only recently installed. Tautening the outer defenses. You leave the intercom how you found it.
Where are we? Surface of the window bends light oddly. Okay. Just the goat eyes check there. Ah. Really going exploring. An old ladder caked in dried bird shit. There's someone down here. Maybe. He knows. I've got a feeling someone's like sabotaged our friend, but have a little look. Weathered aluminum sign warning against docking here.
Rubbish is piled so high it overflows the rim of the metal container. The sanitation crews are running behind schedule. The layers of detritus are many days deep. A whole history of discarded artifacts is piled up in front of you. This calls for deep urban forensics.
Failure very likely. That's enough
The
for me.
rubbish container and all its spoils continue to rot through time.
Accesso solo personal risado. Party alley. That's party alley up there. What have we got in our... Got anything that we can equip yet? The beer, no clothing yet. I think level it wise, we're almost leveled up. 5 more XP and we'll get a skill point.
You shouldn't be here.
The Guardian municipal officer rubs his eye and straightens himself out.
The big man was dozing off. Now he's trying to cover it up with a vulgar display of authority.
Wakey wakey, officer.
Please don't. I'll get enough of that from the wife.
He snorts and rocks on his stubby feet. Didn't I have a wife too, sometimes?
I'm not pretending. She's real. Been married almost 20 years.
He tuts.
Anyway, like I said, you shouldn't be here.
What's going on around here?
Bit of a hold-up with a barge over there. He nearly got robbed by a gang, no less.
Oh.
Nothing was taken, luckily, but they did manage to break the damn thing's engine. So now it's stuck there until the replacement parts arrive.
What kind of gang are we talking
Oh,
about?
very dangerous. Probably one of the
What's up his
Azuri
chest?
lot. Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with them, miss.
A lot of Italian-esque and Portofino as well. It's very like Italian inspired, isn't it? Whereas Revachol of Disco Elysium struck me as a bit more like French inspired.
Azuri Mob is a foreign crime syndicate you've only heard about in passing. Always with a warning to stay away.
What do you think of the Azuris?
They've been causing us a lot of trouble around the docks lately. Seems they're trying to take over the local mobs. and doing a good job of it.
How long will the barge be sat there?
Parts may take a while as the trade route's slowed up recently. Used to be a lot quicker a couple of weeks ago.
Causing the slowdown.
Must be something at the docks by the bazaar, but I wouldn't know more specifically, outside of my jurisdiction.
Where are the parts coming from?
The rest of the developed world.
Thanks. Why are you blocking the store?
You can't go in there, I'm afraid. That's what I'm here for. No one gets in.
So what's in there? Just tell me what's
Only
in
the
there.
controls to the water lock, but we can't risk anyone lowering the water right now. It would damage the barge even further, you see.
Oh, okay. You don't have any doctors?
Only one in the near vicinity is Dr. Hugo's. He runs it out of his houseboat at the end of the backways.
Having trouble finding the miracle line. Do you know where it is?
Let's see now. I hear it's in the backways, right next to where the ex-pilots drink their sheep carcass juice.
I'm not very familiar with the backways.
Just follow the path all the way to the west. The ex-pilots are always chatting loudly about their old flying days and giving each other a hard time. Just follow the noise.
Can't hurt to ask, I guess.
Can't say I have. I'm not usually stationed round here though, so I wouldn't.
Okay.
You probably shouldn't.
Come back later. You probably shouldn't. Alright. Fair enough. Didn't know if this would be a quest where we could fetch the parts and fix the boat, but doesn't seem like it. Guess not everything needs to be our job. Here we go. Alright. I know this is the bazaar. This place is not as you left it. The world moved on behind your back. Hear laughter and music ahead. What was this site originally?
A silk number 3. The old silk factory. Once the pounding heart of the city.
Now its walls are layered with past identities, a patchwork of Porphyrian turf war.
Pseudopod had a purchase order
We've
from a
leveled up.
vendor called Carmuna. She must be in here
Carmuna.
somewhere.
Okay.
You also have that curious red disc to hand. A media specialist could likely tell you more.
Nice. Just a reminder there as well. Just in case you're lost with what to do next. So, we got a dossier. Raise to hold a skill. I did not mean to raise that skill. Damn it. I didn't realize that I was... Lasts for 4 hours. Oh, okay. I did not mean to do coordination. That's a shame. I'm pretty disappointed by that. I thought it was like that would take... Yeah, I didn't... I forgot. I have to have this thing selected. I don't know what I would have done instead, to be fair. Not the end of the world having a little bit in there. Oh. Could be useful. The name SO3 is painted in the faded lettering above the arch. So now we're in Bootleg Bazaar. A random dog shitting a chihuahua shitting a hot dog. Little finger up thing. The docks there. The backways. Okay, that's the backways. There. I'm gonna destroy the paint on that rail. Skating around again. Okay. Massive soft animals. Brass antiques huddled together, their forms carved by hands long gone.
A cosmonaut suit. A relic of Project Altanemia. Its shoulder patch reads, "The stars are ours. 77.
Pick the price tag.
5,000
Whoa.
soul. No
26 to our
wonder it's
name.
still here. People with that kind of money don't shop in the bazaar.
It's real.
If it is, then it's one of the few things for sale here that isn't a knockoff Lusian electronic disc or toy.
What happened in 77? There we go. Finally, some success.
A classroom with a buffed blue floor and white fiberboard tiling. The teacher rolls a square little television in on a cart. The girls in their final year of gymnasium gather round.
It was cool against my legs.
The camera follows the white column up, and then it jerks or cuts out. When the picture returns, there's just a white cloud sprouting new white limbs. The rocket nowhere to be seen. For a long moment, none of the students can tell what's happening. Then, one by one, they realize. A faulty seal, a minor propellant leak. Next thing you know, 4 cosmonauts are splattered across the face of God.
The end. Vivid Portofiero's dream of stars. Watched it live on TV.
You and millions of school children the world over.
And what happened after?
Expensive, fruitless. The failure of Project Autonomia promptly tanks the Portofieran economy. Supreme leader Nestor flees into his third exile not long after.
His bird exile.
As for the bazaar, it's saturated with surplus equipment, memorabilia and replicas. The suit is most likely the latter.
We don't like being reminded of expensive fiery
You
death.
once heard that the pressure in space can turn your whole body inside out. That might be submarines. Your focus widens back to the bazaar.
This security guard. Let's check up here first of all. Who's this person?
Excuse me. Can you take a look at this?
The young woman turns from a store of party wigs and beaded necklaces to thrust a photograph under your nose. A hooded burrow, she the mouse within.
This better not be a dirty picture. Look at the photograph.
The photograph shows a robust man well into his 60s. He is unremarkable save his eyes, which are magnified to comedic proportions by the thick lens spectacles
I
in
love how
front of
descriptive
him.
it is.
Have you seen him before?
What's this all about?
Have you?
Who is he?
Mi viejo. My dad. He's been missing a few days.
Like 5 years. Did Dad have a name?
Right, I should have started with that, I guess. His name's Enoch Krantz.
No friends. Okay.
She's fading. No sleep. 3, maybe 4 days now.
Is his memory gone?
He's kind of forgetful sometimes. Not a lot, but I'm just worried. I told him watching too much TV was making him crazy.
She raises her hand to bite her nails. A new habit. They're bleeding.
He's probably... he can't have just wandered off.
No, I mean, that's the most likely scenario, right? Ugh, this is kind of embarrassing.
Embarrassment isn't the problem. A much darker
Yeah,
feeling is
something
trying
else
to
going on.
claw its way into our consciousness.
My dad developed this insane theory about the payphone to the western exit of the bazaar.
Go on.
Dad thought certain words said into the right phone gets you attention from the wrong people. He was convinced Emter was behind it all.
Right, okay.
Emter, aka L'Empire Sans Territoire, aka the Bank. Equal parts Global Development Fund and Spy Service. Linchpin of the developed world.
Dad and his friend Gilmar were big into conspiracies. They were obsessed with the reality situation.
That's a TV show we
They
watched.
really bought all that stuff.
What the words you set it
They
off?
seem pretty random. Cousins, moon, reunion.
How do you know those were the words?
His friend Gilmar called him from that phone after he'd spent the night following around some Emter guys. They were both big into the conspiracy stuff. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there.
Not long after your dad was gone too.
Yeah. He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing.
Why did he think it was Emtar?
Bagman did an episode on them, and so Gilmar started following random people, thinking they were from the bank. Not long after, he roped my
Oh, they
dad
followed the
into
wrong
it.
people and seen something he shouldn't have. What is the Emtar?
Guys in expensive business suits, usually. Foreign accents, verbally abusive, and tight with their money. Except when it comes to treating a client.
And what did he say they're up to?
Normal rich guy stuff. Hitting up the bars and shouting abuse at the local drunks. And they disappeared into penthouses where they couldn't be followed. That's what Gilmar thought. He stayed out after my viejo went home. And then he called my dad around 2 in the morning. He'd overheard something and was explaining it when the call just cut off. My dad went by his house the next day, but Gilmar wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay.
He looked for Gilmar for 2 weeks. Reported him missing to the GMs. Nothing.
So you're saying Emtar got Gilmar and then got your dad.
A couple days ago, he stopped by the stall to bring me lunch. Then he said he was going to make a call. I wasn't nervous at first. I figured there was no risk of anything actually happening. And then he didn't come home.
Washing out the container that carried homemade rice and beans. Glancing out the window above the sink as the sun goes down. Don't look at the clock. Don't look. Don't.
See.
Yeah. It's just crazy old man shit. He probably just wandered off.
Momentarily, the mumbling from the nearby stalls hushes. Listening.
Alright, got the measure of that. Maybe we can look into
Anyway, you want a wig? I hear they make you fun at parties.
it. Where's this allegedly tapped payphone?
Why?
Knuckles white as she balls them into fists.
Yeah, I want to look it over. Maybe I can find some sign of your dad.
Really? You're not going to try to make a call or anything, right?
No, just looking around.
Okay. It's the phone by the western entrance to the bazaar.
I'm looking for someone too, a colleague. Have you met a guy who's recently really into socks recently?
Yeah, he came by. Nice man. Talked a lot about socks.
Tell me about him.
He was, normal. Pretty forgettable, if I'm honest. I told him, unless your socks are mismatched and neon colored, I'm not much use to you.
Any idea where he went? Something's happened to him. Trying to trace his steps.
Not really. Wandered off into the bazaar.
Looking you straight in the eyes. Sympathetic. She really doesn't know.
Okay. So I guess, like, because we've got a high cold read score, got a higher chance of the success with this, whereas if we had a low cold read, it might be like, oh, maybe she knows more, or can't tell.
What do you mean, something's happened? Did he use the phone?
I don't think so. I know where he is, just not what happened.
Oh, at least you have that.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah, I was kind of distracted when he showed up.
Do you know what this is?
Oh, that's Ultravioleta, the Lusian pop star. Always thought that type of music was too young for me, but I've been enjoying her stuff recently for some reason.
Have you heard of this song, You From a Dream?
No, but it's definitely her kind of title.
She peers at the disc again. Blonde hair falling over her face.
Weird disc, that. You should ask Petra at the music stall over there. He'll know
Petra.
more.
Okay.
Doubt he's an ultra, though.
Look around the stall.
Wigtopiary, plastic tiaras, novelty sunglasses. A burst of colours and textures vying for your attention. all of them losing. Behind it all, you see an oddly familiar shape. The tailored shoulders, the sharp collar. The shape is robust and clean, with an architectural asymmetry, like a knife. A cape, but nothing like the other costume pieces around it.
Costume is the cape.
It's a Carabinero outfit.
Carabineros are Portofiero's sanctioned police investigators. They report directly to the Prefectura and deal in actual crime. Murder, grand larceny, rape.
Is it genuine?
That'd be illegal.
It looks authentic.
Second-hand surplus warehouse in Lower Viudas was closing down a while back. Big clearance sale.
Still not a yes. She's nervous, looking away. Could get a discount out of it.
So it was illegal and cheap.
Shit. Look, I have to make some profit. I can't go much lower than the listed price, but I can go a little lower.
I don't even know if it's good. We saved a bit of anxiety there as well. Do you have the whole... the Carabineros look at that?
No, I told Officer Morito. He said it was above his pay grade. He kicked it up, and they kicked it right back down.
I look way better in it than any Carabinero.
Yeah. It's for sale.
You have the whole outfit?
The whole set's back here. Just let me know if you're
We
interested.
probably won't have...
yeah,
money.
they're right there. Take a look.
Oh, we could do. So shadow play, grey matter, coordination, statehood, blueprints, and the hat. Party wig. Interstellar glasses. And the Mr. Artista hair set. Nerve and doppelgang. Look, this sound pretty cool. Can we see our inventory? What does our stuff do? Jacket is Technoflex. Shoes lack coordination. Better cold read. Doppelgang. We got like decent stuff for what we want, really. Maybe we get some gloves. I don't know if we need the jacket. I mean, she made it cheaper at least. But... some gloves for the coordination. Or any free salt as well.
Cool.
That's enough for now.
You need anything else?
Back to party.
I guess I used to. Haven't had time lately. But I usually know when something's going on, even if I'm not gonna be there.
What's the music scene like? around
Dead.
here?
Still a few maggots writhing around in the corpse, maybe, but looking at them just makes you sadder, you know? 10 or 15 years ago, there were feedback parties in the backways. Anyone who played loud enough could jam. You'd hear the distortion 3 canals away. Now, if anybody plays around here at all, it's just covers of Lusian stuff.
Lusian stuff. Leluz is a techno-fascist state. Are they jackbooting on music now?
Anything cool going on right
During
now?
the daytime? No, not usually. People have to work.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can
alright.
maybe ask her that in the evening. Right.
Thanks for stopping by.
That was quite beneficial, I think. That calfskin leather made for slightly broader hands than yours gives you the urge to mishandle evidence. Of that. You can see it's get that another extra coordination. If we get some better shoes without the eyeball on them, without the gum, then we lose some cold read, but we'd improve our coordination. I think the aim though is not to have everything maxed out, but trying to have the skills that you want to use the most, be most prominent. I really love the writing of this so far. It's very intriguing. It's got that weird vibe to it, but you can feel the dense like lore and story behind everything. Dented tipping bucket tanning, fleeting acts of gratitude. Air is a sticky haze of frag, grease, and sausage steam. An unopened beer, cold and inviting, has been left on the table. Thank you. I was going downhill. Decided the emergencia keep closed at all times.
The fire exit stands conspicuously ajar. Someone has wedged it open with a ball.
See a little tennis ball. Where's the door lead?
A dark hallway. At the opposite end, you can just make out the bottom of a metal staircase. Nobody is paying any particular attention to the door, or seems close enough to care.
My curiosity.
Suspiciously nonchalant.
Oh, so we failed that one.
They're just going about their days.
Let's see what's in that building. Or up on the roof.
You emerge into the dark insides of a deceased mechanical beast. The only light comes from above a set of steel stairs, which you alight carefully, gripping the cold railing. The sticker on the panel reads, Propriedade de Renotel. In the center, the company's dolphin mascot grins at you.
It's that dolphin mascot again. Renotel, a diversified communications company local to the state of Portofino, immediately recognizable by its dolphin logo.
Inside, you find a dirt-covered computer terminal. Above the gridwork of corroded wires,
might be able to hack
sleek
this.
Cable cuts a path towards the antenna.
Wound in the city's flesh. An orifice where the metal veins that twist and knot below your feet are exposed for a moment.
The ancient terminal groans in response. Relays clack in a series of deep, satisfying clicks, like pistol chambers locking into place. System waking. Please wait. Welcome to Renotel Control version 1.2. Copyright 87 Renotel. Enter command.
How do I do this?
The artery before you connects to every device connected to the Renotel wireless network.
How to get this thing working?
The text cursor highlights the blank space where your command should go. Ask it.
Why is there a small angry line blinking
That's
at me?
a text cursor, and it's waiting for your input. When you type in a sequence of characters it recognizes as a command, the machine will react.
Okay, I guess
You
we don't
step
know
away
what to
from the
put in here yet.
distribution box.
Good to know though, if we need to do something, that's where that's going to be. Install recessed into brickwork. Wear and scuff suggests it's been here for years.
Bagman
There's that Bagman
gestures
again.
wildly on the television screen. The sounds from the commercial fade.
Jumble of discs from artists you've never heard of. Okay, this is probably where I'm gonna check out that disc. Ads for boxing lessons and protein powder, clustered together for safety. I think this is the guy. Rare media vendor.
Off-brand driver, cheap plastic housing.
The man gazes down at a crate of cartridge discs, eyes narrowed, lips drawn. A box of little nemesis. Veins rise like old roots beneath his thin skin.
Mass-produced excrement. These animals pleasure themselves in it.
Turns to you, shaking his head. Not politely.
Those smears near the optical pickups? That's not damage. Shame. It oozes out over time. You see this? Each one guaranteed for 10,000 replays. Obscene.
Decent chance. Can't retry this though. Let's see. Damn it. I feel like every serious roll we fail.
Exterior's on everything. He's judging these little discs too harshly. They may contain wonders.
What's inside the cans, right?
Stars have mercy. This might be the one that pushes me over the edge. Each single fellow disc represents a single cell of stage 5 cultural metastasis. Synthetic brain cancer. A fledgling device, yes, but make no mistake, they've perfected the technology with these newer formats. Sleeker, quicker to go obsolete.
You hate them so much, why do you sell them?
Because the dim herd pays top sol for this dreck, of course. Making an ethical living, impossible feat these days. Friend,
Cancer machines touching
you're
this
already
brain.
terminal. Typical replayer arrogance.
No entries found under replayer. Filing under insults, incomprehensible.
Go ahead, browse away.
Spectra though, there we go. The format
name's Petra.
fetishist.
If you need anything, I'll be here, lamenting what's left of the culture.
What's replayer?
Picture a dog that shits, then eats it, then shits again. That should give you some idea.
Interesting.
People of what they consume. I'll say no more.
Okay.
It's less an opinion, more a criminal sentence.
It makes you a shit merchant. What's so bad about playing something more than once?
What's so bad? That people pay for it. That I have to make a living pushing replayable narcotics to so-called customers. Read addicts. I haven't met a customer in a very long time who even knows what an Einzelton XR is, let alone appreciates the format. Tells you all you need to know about the current state of the home media world.
This is like when you're like talking to an audio guy and they're like, yeah, so, you know, you need high impedance headphones, lossless, like, you know, oh, I can't stream on music services, need to have those high quality files. Nothing wrong with that, but it's very much a passion for his purities.
Which raises an intimidating question.
Don't dare ask him what is an Eiseltone. I think that'll set him off. A colleague of mine got into some trouble. I think he came
The
through
vendor's
here.
eyes narrow behind his orange lenses.
This is a media store, not the missing persons division. Other one of the GMs with questions like that.
Okay.
The Guardian Municipal, street cops. He pruned the conversation forcefully, artificially. There is more.
Average height, bald spot, brown jacket. Honestly, someone you might easily forget. Little challenge.
Dialectical looking glasses. Air of advanced virginity.
Big on socks, less fond of trousers.
Yes, he came by here. Little communist lost. Adrift among the many wonders of the free market.
Seemed like a people person. Was he with it? In your estimation? I love this as well. So you wouldn't have called him lead material. Like, we've still got a point to prove that, like, we should have been the lead.
I feel it might be a stretch. Let's just say the man was definitely mobile. Your dialectical friend mistook himself for some sort of big money businessman. He wanted the bazaar to import superblock hosiery. Socks to start with, but there was talk of cotton tights, even stockings if the adventure took off.
He needed you.
Default formats.
You're joking, of course. He didn't even know what a velodisk was, let alone an Einzelton. At a certain point, I'm just debasing myself.
Did he buy anything?
No. And to be honest, I wouldn't have wasted the stock. He seemed immune to music.
Bear in mind he had headphones and the record player.
Of
They joined
course
the
not.
sock scheme.
I don't sell socks.
Heaps of distance around him.
So is he alright, your man? Or what?
I don't know yet. That's why I'm asking around.
He's probably neck-deep in drug-lathered prostitutes, lobotomized by the latest in electro-pop dreck. Wonders of the developed world.
The vendor gauges you behind his coloured lenses.
See what he thinks of that
Tongue
disc.
skimming teeth. All across the city of Petra, there is silence. People peer out fearfully from the slivers between curtains.
I'll be blunt. Are you with a weeping eye?
The techno-fascist secret police of Laloons, dark subconscious of the state, specializing in old-school, ugly methods.
Do I look Lucian to you?
Not immediately. Could be a cheap knockoff, though. The weeping eye sheds many tears, as they say.
Especially weeping ones. They cannot know you.
Depends on how much torture they go in for. Who am I kidding? I'd end it long before they took me alive. Be happy to, in fact. Shard or velodisk kissing the wrists. One-way stroll into the canal.
He's thought about this.
My point is, your colleague was asking questions. Now, something's obviously happened, and here you are, also asking
Intelligent
questions.
man.
Given the current climate, no one wants to answer these questions, least of all, me.
What if my questions were exclusively about formats?
Then I would attempt to educate, obviously. I'm not some kind of street hustler, friend. My merchandise is mega premium, the best this side of the big blockers. I'll tell you what I told your sock friend. Speak to the boatman down by the vest docks.
Okay. Well, we got our next lead.
He's the one who knows the underground goings-on around here. We're just the vendors.
Which boatman?
The cool one.
Sardonically. In his baroque hierarchy of shame, cool falls just under replayer, the cardinal sin.
Actually worse.
Excessive sunglasses. Relaxed aura, likely on a boat. No way of confusing him.
This has been helpful.
Wonderful. Now for all our sakes, please say no more. If you want to talk media formats, I'm your man. This other stuff.
Kind of strange disc.
Strange how? Format or content?
You tell me. You're the expert.
He takes the disc warily.
An Einzelton XR.
Right. Okay.
All pretense drops.
He's not
the
seen this
red
before
glints
then.
in his lenses.
So our guy did not buy it from him.
Where did you get this?
What does it matter?
Einzelton hasn't been available to consumers for a decade. A disc in good condition is worth thousands of sold to people who appreciate its wonders.
We sell it to him?
Specialists. Collectors of the rare and the defunct. People like him, in other words.
What wonders are we talking about?
The apex of auditory technology. A high-fidelity yet dynamic sonic experience that self-effaces after a single play.
Reproduction and erasure just millimeters away in space. Milliseconds in time. Precision humans can only dream of.
Oh no, I've already played it. Because he doesn't like free players, does he? How does it erase itself?
A magnet embedded in the disc erases its contents as it's being listened to.
Oh, I listened to it so much at the beginning as well, didn't I? I was getting that delirium. I wonder if you start the game and you don't listen to the disc and you just take it, does this then instantly become way more valuable?
As in life, everything happens only once. Replayability is oblivion. The end.
Bad news, this one's already been played.
You played it?
I would never. Someone else did.
Filthy animals. Those. Better they recalled them all years ago. Better a mass manufacturing fault than this, to save them from this humiliation from being passed around like...
The vendor deflates before you. His rising anger gone in an instant, like a fuse being tripped.
I'm sorry.
That's out finally.
Talking to the Einzeltone, not you.
Any idea what the title means, Ultravioletta?
Ultravioletta's a pop singer. Degenerate, Lucian, Electro-Dross. There's a new fabricated star every day, it seems, but she's the top of today's pile. As for the title, probably the works of a brain-dead marketing committee.
Yeah, what's contemporary L-pop star doing on this obscure format?
Some kind of promo copy, I would assume. Maybe an advanced single of some kind.
Do you think it's real, not a bootleg?
Of course it's real. You can't bootleg an Einzeltone. Another of its enduring qualities. This Ultravioletta's gone missing at the moment. Kidnapped by counter-fascist radicals.
Maybe linked?
Lucian marketing plot, if you ask me.
Could be the work of the militia Ruben Rouge, extreme communist fringe group. They've ransomed public figures before.
More pop stars should be abducted for the cultural good. Marketing is the real art here. Yeah, the cultural good.
You know terrorists. Media whores all. If it was them, then we'd have heard something, but not a peep.
The vendor looks at the red disc and runs a thumb over its surface.
None of this is the Einzeltone's fault, of course. They can't control what gets seared upon them.
So even though it was empty, I listened to it, made me feel pretty weird.
Yeah. I assume fondling a human corpse would also make you feel pretty weird.
Shakes his head.
You did a little of that too.
Yeah.
But no need to mention.
Can Einzeltones be weaponized? Of course. Oh, this is another voice line. Of course, you've just done it by bringing me its desecrated carcass. I won't sleep tonight.
Makes sense. Forbidden media. Desecration of a tomb. The broken seal.
Gotta be some way to recover what's on it.
You seem to have misunderstood my soliloquy. It's done. No mercy. The beauty and the tragedy of the format. I hope you dispose of it with dignity. I think a private ceremony would be most appropriate.
Good. Try this, couldn't we? See if oh no, it's not good.
Your mind blanks at the glare. These things are single play only. Anything else is sacrilege.
Yes.
Einzeltones are great, aren't they?
Yes. Very great.
Okay. Maybe come back and try that. Are those Einzeltone
You'd
discs?
like to hear more?
What does the XR stand for?
X remnants. 0 remnants.
Pretty esoteric term we've got here. Just roll with it.
Cool.
Extremely. The Einzeltone magnets are so potent that the erasure is absolute. The X is meant to represent the negative, the complete absence of sound or vision. This was a very conceptual time for storage media, you understand. It was a very beautiful time, too.
Alright.
I wouldn't expect a replayer like you to understand.
Catch you later, Petra.
Maybe not. The bazaar is closing up soon.
Oh yeah, it's like 20 past 4 now.
Another day, another cultural molestation.
I think I've ruined this guy's week, let alone his day. Fire promises steamy Sunians, freshly immigrated. We can climb up here as well, if we need to. And we're now in the old docks. But I think that's where we're going to leave it for this episode. We'll be back with a second one, I think, of this, because I'm like really enthralled with this. I don't know if you guys are, but I really love these kind of mystery detective games, and the writing and the characters so far are really interesting. Very quirky and unique. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff as well. And let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, there's a link to the Steam page in the description below as well if you want to check this out yourself. And yeah, that's where we'll leave it. But really impressed with this. I think it's really nice, right up my street on that side of things. So yeah, it's yeah, very intriguing. Like I said, very lots of dialogue, quite slow paced at the moment, but you can see from our journal already, we've got some movements with the loose ends and the unassigned. Got a few different like strings of like directions that we can go down, and still trying to figure out what's going on with Pseudopod as well. So yeah, we'll have a look at that. That's where we're gonna leave it, guys. I'm gonna save it here. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.